You already know what time it is, man. The young goat in the building. Make sure you tune in to True Hill Heat Podcast.
This is the knockout artist, Chris Hero. And if you're looking for some true heel heat, you better listen to the boys.
What's up, True Hill Heat? True Hill Heat.
What's up? True Hill Heat all hands is on me. It finally happened, ladies and gentlemen. We are back again on the True Hill Heat Sports YouTube channel with the 10th edition of True Hill Heat Check. And yes, it happened. It finally happened, ladies and gentlemen. Damian Lillard has been traded from the Portland Trail Blazers, and we're here to talk about it. Hi, how are you? I am here. I am joined by my usual co-host. You just saw him over on the True Hill Heat main channel. If you are a subscriber over there as well, he is the marijuana enthusiast himself, Chris G. How are you doing?
I'm great. I am not thrilled about this trade, but I am great.
Well, we're going to get into all of that, and we're going to break down the trade as only we do here on True Hill Heat Check. So we want to hear from all of you as well. We appreciate y'all. If you're joining us live, if you're watching us on demand, we appreciate you as well. Show that appreciation back. Simplest way possible. Drop the thumbs up on the video. Share this video with all your wrestling basketball friends, fans, and family all across the social media platforms. And if you're new to the True Hill Heat Sports YouTube channel, hit that subscribe button. We're trying to hit that 500 goal. We're very, very close to that milestone, so definitely want to hear it. And we want to hear from all of you. What did you think about Damian Lillard being traded to the Milwaukee Bucks? Yes, Damian Lillard earlier today, September 27th, 2023, Damian Lillard has finally been traded to a team. They've traded from the Portland Trail Blazers. It feels like this has kind of been the main story of like the offseason with questions all over the place about if he was going to be moved. We thought that the main player in this whole trade would be the Miami Heat, but somehow, some way, it's the Milwaukee Bucks in a 3-team trade. Well, before we break down the trade and who went where in this 3-team trade that included the Phoenix Suns as well as the Portland Trail Blazers and the Milwaukee Bucks, I want to hear from you. What was your initial reaction to Damian Lillard being traded to the Milwaukee Bucks earlier today?
I mean, initial reaction was, "Oh shit!" Like this big, this big. Now let's see who they gave up, to get this man. Then once you see the whole scope of the trade, you're like, well, damn, this is one of them trades that might go down in history, and for good reasons.
Yeah, this could change the landscape, not just for the Milwaukee Bucks, but for the Portland Trail Blazers for the future, also for the Phoenix Suns, who I think is low key the real winner in all of this. Honestly, I was looking at the trade and I was like, yo, Phoenix got some pieces that they honestly needed. Like they did not have any depth outside of their big three, and I felt like they came out of this trade very well as well. But we got a couple of people in the chat joining us. Chris G, we got Armand, who says, "What's up? What's going on, Armand? Great to see you in the chat with us." We also got Big Mike of Around the Point here with us in the chat. He says, it's just not fair. It's just not fair. I mean, poor Piston fan, Big Mike, saying it's just not fair out here in these streets for him. So, we also got Big Mike said when every team in the East thought they were getting somewhere, the Bucks said, "Hold on, pal." Yes,
Thanks.
yes. Said, "Hold on, pal. Here we go. Wait a minute. Here we go. Put some bucks in it." But yes, let's break down the trade that went down earlier today. It was first reported by Adrian Wojnarowski of ESPN, but got an article up here, and we'll show it for the people on the screen here from Yahoo Sports. Yahoo Sports has the article here where it says Damian Lillard finally got his wish. Mostly, the Milwaukee Bucks are reportedly acquiring the 7-time All-Star guard from the Portland Trailblazers in a 3-team trade with the Phoenix Suns. As part of the deal, Drew Holiday, DeAndre Ayton, and Tanami Kamara are going to the Blazers, as well as the Bucks' 2029 unprotected first-round pick and unprotected swap rights in 2028 and 2030. The Suns land Yusuf Nurkic, Grayson Allen, Nasir Little, and Keon Johnson in the trade. It says here in the article, Lillard requested a trade on the second day of 2023 free agency after years of seemingly going back and forth with Portland on trying to build a championship contender around him. He signed a 2-year max contract extension last summer in the summer of 2022. Lillard is owed $216.2 million over the next 4 seasons, including $63.2 million in the 2026-2027 campaign. Lillard averaged 32.2 points per game last season, a career high, and a resurgent season after injuries hampered him for stretches of the past 2 seasons, missing 77 games in that stretch and double the games he missed over the first 10 seasons of his career. The Trailblazers missed the postseason the past 2 seasons, so here it is. This is how it breaks down. So to go over the trade again, we got Milwaukee lands Damian Lillard. They trade Drew Holiday in this trade, and he's going to the Portland Trailblazers. Phoenix is trading DeAndre Ayton, so it finally ends the whole Ayton drama, what they were going to do with DeAndre Ayton after acquiring Bradley Beal. We always thought they were going to trade him to get some pieces, and this is pretty much what they did to get involved in this trade here. Tanami Camararo, I barely can say his name. I don't know who that is. The trade pieces, this kind of seems so-so. It depends on where the Bucks are going to be in a couple of years. If Giannis re-signs, which I'm thinking with this deal, he's going to probably re-sign with them. And then it's really the Suns who kind of landed some pieces here with Yusuf Nurkic. He kind of fills in the void that Ayton would, eliminating him. You can still get some good minutes out of Nurkic. Grayson Allen, so. I haven't seen the best things. I haven't heard the best things. Nasir Little, I think he's underrated. I think he can give them quality minutes. And Keon Johnson, he's kind of hit or miss. But what do you think about this trade? We'll start with your viewpoint on the Milwaukee Bucks landing Damian Lillard, and does that give them the heads up in the Eastern Conference?
Well, that's why I kind of low-key hate this trade, because as a Knicks fan, our path gets a little harder now. But I think the Bucks, it's hard to make a prediction now, because I think this trade is kind of like the Celtics trade for Porzingis in a way, where it's a very high risk, high reward trade because you're sacrificing essentially your best defensive player for a little bit of more offense or offensive freedom in the case of both teams. Now the Celtics could stretch the floor a little bit more with KP, and now the Bucks could definitely stretch the floor a little bit more, and they have an extra playmaker in Damian Lillard. So, it remains to be seen: is the added offense going to outweigh the less impactful defense, so to speak? So, it's going to be hard to tell how good they're going to be making off of this trade until somewhere down the line we have the hindsight.
Yeah, like I think that's something that a lot of people that might get excited of the fact that it's Damian Lillard and Giannis Antetokounmpo teaming up together. They might have ignore the fact that True Holiday was the key factor. Acquiring him was the key factor for the Bucks winning the championship just 2 years ago. So
Yep.
we can't ignore that fact, and we can't underestimate that. So he is a big loss for them. I am sure that they would have loved to make this trade and not include True Holiday, but he had to be involved in this. They were going to have to lose either True Holiday or Chris Middleton. They decided to invest in Middleton this offseason, so they couldn't even involve him in the trade. So True Holiday had to be the one.
Yeah, and then on top of that, I mean, it's a tough decision, man. It's a lot of money on the table between those three guys. Drew Holiday might get traded from the Blazers. From early reports is that the Blazers don't intend on keeping him because they kind of have a log jam at the guard position. So they're thinking about flipping him to a contender for maybe more draft picks. Those draft picks are important because even if the Bucks don't do well, they can still be used. Their first round picks unprotected and swaps, so they can be used as currency for other moves, whether it's rotational players, other wings. Because right now that's exactly what they need is more wing players. And then they'll be a solid squad. So the Blazers, they came off well. They came off well, believe it or not, especially with DeAndre Ayton, because now you have a big man who's not even in his prime of his career, who can be a 20 and 12 guy in my eyes if you give him the chance. It's not going to happen on the Suns, not with a guy like Devin Booker, not with a Kevin Durant. It's not going to happen. So, and not with a Bradley Beal on the team now. So DeAndre Ayton being the focal point of the Blazers, or one of the focal points, I think is going to help him out too.
Do you think Drew Holiday stays with the Portland Trailblazers? Because we always see with these kind of big trades, when you have like an all-star caliber player like Holiday, he doesn't stay around long. He probably wants to be on a championship team. Do you foresee him being on Portland? Because if he is on Portland this upcoming season, it will be very helpful for the progression and evolution of Scoot Henderson.
It would also probably benefit Anthony Simons too, but I don't know. They have Sheldon Sharp, like they just have a lot of guards there that are good, but I think they need to grow together because that's going to be the core. So having a veteran like Drew is always helpful, but it's going to take minutes away from one of these young guys, if not all of them. If you're trying to sacrifice and give the veteran 30, 35 minutes that he's used to. I think Drew he still has a lot of value because he is probably one of the best defensive point guards out there still. He can still score at an efficient rate, probably up there around 19, 20 points a game. It's probably his best scoring season in the NBA, which is wild because he's 32 years old. And it feels like he's been in the league forever.
He's playing with one of the top 3, top 5 players in the league.
Yeah, exactly. So it's more. I think it's more likely than not that he's going to get traded before the midseason, before the season even starts.
I can see that as well. We got chilling with Chase in the chat. Thanks for joining us. Saying Blazers give Scoot the tools to succeed. Yeah, they cleared the path for him. There's no dark cloud over the organization. They don't have a superstar player who wants out. They kind of cleared the way for them to have a good season this upcoming season, with us weeks away from the start of the season. We're coming up on October, and at the end of October It's the start of the NBA season, so they gave themselves, enough space to start training camp without this work. I think the Blazers came up very well in this trade, and breaking down more of this trade for them, because they got some draft equity, but the third party in this trade is the one that I think really came up in this, because I don't know how they got involved in this to be the third team in this trade, but getting Nurkic to join up with Bradley Beal, Kevin Durant. You got Kevin Durant, you got Bradley Beal, you got Devin Booker, you got a couple of other pieces that's still on the team from last year. So I think that I feel better about the Phoenix Suns after this trade than I did before this trade. What about you?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, they got rid of a guy who I think is very talented, but obviously wasn't a fit on that team anymore. Didn't want to be there. The organization didn't want him anymore. They did the right thing in trading him away, but you got to get somebody of value in that starting five position, and they got a guy who's gonna play his position. He's gonna bang on the boards. He's gonna space the floor out a little bit more for the rest of the team than Ayton would, and he's a guy that could kind of knock down the mid range and take it in the paint a little bit. So he gives you a little bit more versatility. He's a solid rim protector. The only thing with him is that he gets hurt a lot, and you don't know if he's going to stay healthy. So, this could kind of bite them in the ass, because Ayton's a guy that plays 70, 80 games a year, basically. He doesn't really miss games. So, I don't know. It remains to be seen. I think it's a right fit. I think if he stays healthy, the Suns are definitely a lethal starting five. But now, with Nasir Little, Keon Johnson, they got some guys that could provide a little depth on the wing. And they got some other guys that they signed. So I think they'll be better off than people think they will.
So to kind of like put a bow on everything, where do you think now? Because the big question is the Milwaukee Bucks after this trade. Where do you think right now on September 27th, 2023, do you think the Milwaukee Bucks end their upcoming season, the 2023-2024 NBA season? How do the Bucks end with Damian Lillard and Giannis Antetokounmpo at the helm?
I mean, healthy. Everybody's staying healthy. They're NBA champions. They can be a team that can run with the Nuggets. They could be a team that could run with the Suns. They're a team that could run with even the Lakers. Lakers are a deep squad. You can't count them out ever. It's tough. It's tough. It's going to be tough, but I think they have the talent to do it. You got one of the best shooters and closers in the game added to one of the more dominant players physically and athletically, as long as he's healthy and not trying to, do too much. Now you got a superstar that can kind of lessen the load a little bit more than Drew Holiday could. Maybe not from a defensive standpoint, but definitely from an offensive standpoint. And then if Chris Middleton can stay his ass healthy, then you got a solid three guys that could put up 20, 25 a game easy. So can't go wrong with that.
I'm very interested to see how this offense works. I think they can spread the floor very well now. You got Brook Lopez. Re-signing Brook Lopez is very underrated piece for them as well. I think that now I have them as the favorite to win the East. I think I have them ahead of Boston. I had Boston ahead of them. I had the prospect of Damian Lillard going to Milwaukee to Miami Heat ahead of the Milwaukee Bucks. But Milwaukee getting it, on top of getting it, they get it over their main rival. Their main rival over the last couple of years has not really been the Boston Celtics. It has been the Miami Heat. They have eliminated them from the playoffs. Last year, the biggest kind of like historic one, being an 8th seed, beating a number 1 seed in dominating fashion. That is their main competition, and that is the team that just eliminated them. And they just got the guy that they had been kind of like swooing and negotiating over for the past 2 months.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, you got to feel bad for Heat fans, but then again, I don't. You guys kind of
No,
deserve it.
no. I don't feel bad for Heat fans. You got your 2 championships with the Heatles. You're happy. Be all right. You're
Just be
fine.
satisfied. Be
You're
satisfied with that.
satisfied. You weren't supposed to get those. You can be happy. We got Josh in the chat who says Suns will still choke. You heard it here first. Yeah.
Chances are likely.
Just like the Clippers. The Clippers are gonna get injured, so don't worry. You heard it here first. Clippers, one of the stars is gonna get injured. They're not gonna play they're not gonna even play 60 games together next season. You heard it here first.
Shame.
Chilling with Jay saying Bucks will be a 3rd seed for me in the playoffs. They are scary. Yeah, I think they're gonna still be trying to put it all together in the regular season. We're gonna see them go through the ups and downs early on, but I think by like December, January, they're going to be playing kind of top-notch basketball, and we're going to see them kind of like the second half of the season really put it together. I can see them being a 2 seed. I can see the Celtics being the number 1 seed, and I can see Philly being a 3rd seed. Philly just has to do with the James Harden trade, so that's the big question now. Probably the next time we'll probably do a True Hill Heat check by the standard of Damian Lillard, that true drop. You think the other shoe is going to drop, the other shoe being James Harden. Now he is the guy that has the spotlight on him. Where is he going to be traded? Do you think this trade goes down before the start of the regular season?
Oh yeah, because he's definitely not reporting to Philly. There's no way he's going to play for the Sixers. He'll probably eat the fine. Like, he doesn't give a fuck. I don't think he's playing for the Sixers ever again. Not as long as Daryl Morey's in charge. I think that the way they publicly attacked each other in different parts of the world, shit is cut. It's clipped.
So where do you think he's going to go? Do you think, Clippers has been like the popular name that's been brought up a lot, but as we've seen with the Damian Lillard trade, the popular name doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough to predict. We all thought Dame was going to eventually be a member of the Heat, right? And now he's a fucking Milwaukee Buck. Never know. James Harden wants to be a Clipper. Who knows where he could end up?
Could become a New York Knick.
I was going to say a dark horse team to look out for would be the New York Knicks, but I'm not the biggest James Harden fan, so I don't know if I want that, especially if we got to give up RJ. So stay away from that.
Give me James Harden on the New York Knicks. I need this. I need this chaos. I'm an agent of chaos.
You just want to watch the world burn?
I want to watch the world burn. I want to watch the New York Knicks burn. It's so much fun. And James Harden on the Knicks. Yeah, will still make the playoffs, and then he will choke in the playoffs. That's what
I would be so hyped if James Harden came to the Knicks.
Like, that's the biggest star the Knicks would have, but then you have to realize it's also James Harden.
It's also James Harden. Keep him out of New York. There's too many strip clubs.
Yeah, I don't foresee the Philly trading to a team in their division. I do see him going to a Western Conference team. Clippers seem like the one that makes the most sense, but who knows? Maybe I don't know. I'm trying to think of like all the teams in the West. Maybe someone like the New Orleans Pelicans. They give up on Brandon Ingram.
Yeah, because he's not signing the extension, so they might get rid of him, bring in James Harden. I could see that. If I was a wild man, which I am sometimes, if I was OKC, I would offer up fucking 8 first-round picks because God knows they still got 30 of them out there. 8 first-round picks, maybe, a few guys here and there, just, obviously not the Chet Holmgren, the Shy, the superstars, the guys that really matter, Josh Giddey, see, take a stab at it. You never know.
Well, that's what people thought Houston was going to be in this, but they that's kind of died down, all that talk about Houston wanting to get Harden back, but I don't see that for the Thunder. I think the Thunder are in a good position to get either a play-in or a low playoff seed this upcoming season, just off of doing what they've been doing. So I don't think
adding Chet, because Chet didn't play last year.
Exactly. We got Chilling with Chase in the chat who says, should Pat Riley start calling it quits? He been stumbling. No, he's still good at what he does, and he's still assembled a team that's gonna probably be in the playoffs next season.
He still knows how to put a team together and establish a winning culture. There's no reason why to got to retire.
Yeah, they did lose 2 starters though. I will say that is they did have they probably had the worst offseason of any team.
I don't think they're going to be as good as last year.
Yeah, I don't think so either. They're gonna underperform once again in the regular season. I can foreshadow, but they're always a threat in the playoffs. Chilling with Jay's also saying, knowing my luck, we will trade Cat for Harden in some weird 3-teamer. See that.
That'd be very detrimental to Ant-Man's progression.
Yes, that's true. We got Frantic Girl that says Cleveland Cavaliers should be the dark horse. LOL. Just kidding. But I could see James going to New York. Yes, like I really think that's the move.
Oh my god! Please don't trade RJ.
We need James Harden back in New York. He loved it here the first time, right? Right? No,
he was in Brooklyn. He hated it there.
He hated it in Brooklyn? Oh,
MSG might be a little nicer than.
Hey, they got better strip clubs by Madison Square Garden. Let
there
me
we
tell
go.
you.
Rick's Cabaret.
Lace. They got a whole bunch of laces for you. Laces out here in the strip. It's gonna be a good old time. So as far as the Phoenix Suns in this trade, Chris, we talked about Milwaukee. I think they're the favorite to win the East now. Does this change your perception of Phoenix going into the next season with this trade?
Yeah, I think they're top tier. I think they got a little bit deeper, which is what they needed. They got rid of Ayton, who I think was being detrimental to the team, and never want a guy who's not going to be out there doing what he's supposed to do. It's not good for team culture. Maybe the team gels a little better now. Maybe they're a little bit more well-rounded with Nurkic. So we'll see.
Yeah, I think that I have Denver number 1 in the West. I have the Lakers number 2, still the best offseason. Rob Pelinka's already won Executive of the Year. I'm calling it now. You heard it here first. And Anthony Davis top 5 MVP. Once again, I'm calling it again. I retroactive it. I called it last season, but I'm calling it this season. It's gonna happen. But yeah, Lakers number 2, and then I would have to say it's probably Phoenix. Probably Phoenix.
Yeah, I'd have them in the top 3. I'll wait till a couple weeks when we do our preseason rankings and predictions to roll out my 8 or my top 12 or whatever the fucking it is now.
Yeah, it's top 10. Top 10.
Yeah, there we go.
In each conference with the play-in and stuff. But yeah, we'll definitely be back for that. That will most likely be the next episode, but who knows? Maybe James Harden gets traded and we have to do another emergency stream. So we appreciate y'all for joining us live here on a late night edition of True Heel Heat Check. Anyone who's watching on demand, we appreciate you as well. Let us know in the comments down below what you think about the Damian Lillard getting traded to Milwaukee Bucks trade. How does that improve your standing, your perception of the Milwaukee Bucks' chances of winning the NBA championship next season? How does it improve their chances of winning the Eastern Conference championship? How does Phoenix chances help? How does Portland for the future look to you after this trade? Let us know in the comments down below. We love to interact with you. And it helps out the channel and it helps this video get to more people. And of course, you can share it as well. Chris G, please let the people know where they can follow you on social media, what you got going on, and when they'll see you again. They sent you twice tonight. Good God.
Oh, yeah. Wednesdays is a day. That's the new day of the week. You can find me at True Heel Chris G on Twitter and Instagram. And then Wednesdays on the True Heel Heat Wrestling YouTube, Elite Heat. Thursdays on the True Heel Heat Sports channel. We're going to try to get some football watch-alongs there. I'll try to join some of those. I'll also be dual watching Impact Wrestling when I can make it. And then Friday soon, we're going to start up the gaming again on the Twitch. So follow the twitch.tv/True Heel Heat Gaming. And we'll be
again.
Oh, yeah, we could use that again. I got it queued up. Too. Don't worry. I'm planning. I'm plotting. We're gonna get something nice soon.
plotting and planning over here. Look at this guy. He's getting ready. He's coming with the content now. You
Oh, and
can follow.
don't forget about the Patreon. We're doing the extreme rewind or hardcore rewind, whatever it's called. I'm bringing it back. Don't worry, we're gonna start doing that soon too.
Yes, patreon.com/True Hill Heat. That is the best way to show your support to what we do here. We are a self-funded channel over on our main channel, the True Hill Heat wrestling YouTube channel, and here on True Hill Heat Sports. And we're always trying to allow ourselves to grow even more. So the best way to do that and show your support and help us grow is to support us at patreon.com/True Hill Heat, where we got plenty of new content coming up to you. We're going to have early access for all of our interviews, and we got a lot of them in the chamber waiting for you right now on Patreon. You could check out our interview with Matt Cardona from Starcast, where we talked about him and Steph DeLander's whole friendship and alliance that they have been building over on the independent scene over on GCW. We talked all about their vignettes that they've been cutting on social media and what promotion he's going to take over next. So check us out, patreon.com/True Hill Heat, and check out the True Hill Heat YouTube channel right now, where we have our NXT No Mercy preview, where we broke down the card for this coming Saturday. And I'll be back over on the True Hill Heat YouTube channel tomorrow, 1:05 p.m. Eastern Time, with AE Ramble, reviewing tonight's AEW Dynamite with Jimmy Macaram. So join us live for that over on True Hill Heat Wrestling YouTube channel. But for me and Chris, for everyone in the chat, appreciate y'all joining us live, showing the love. This has been True Hill Heat Check number 10. Damian Lillard is now a Milwaukee Buck, and Chris's Knicks are fucking screwed. So is the rest of these.
In the mud.
We are signing off until next time.